Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your October the 22nd spiritual principle of day in a meditation. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation and see what we have. Graduated yesterday, you guys. It was phenomenal. And I know some of you joined me, so I want to thank you. Thank you for watching. Okay. Today is the 22nd. And the title of the meditation is Finding Humility in Unity. Finding Humility in Unity. We learned when it's important to stand for principles and when it's best to step aside in the name of unity, knowing that a loving God is ultimately in charge. That comes from our Living Clean book, chapter 1, Why We Stay. We encounter different points of view in recovery and in a service. We may all be on the same path, working toward a common goal, but we're ultimately in different places along that road. For example, some of us take years to get through the steps, while others work one step per month. Some groups vote and others make decisions by consensus. Guided by our mentors, we take up an approach that works. It's only natural to believe that we're going about things the right way. From there, it's a short leap to believing that ours is the only right way. And that's a slippery slope to self-righteousness. Accepting that members hold various perspectives and apply the tools of the program differently helps us understand the differences between unity and uniformity. There is, after all, more than one way to eat an apple. We learn to choose our battles and let go of our need to be right all the time. A wise sponsor once said, "Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?" Knowing when to stand firm and when to bend is a sign of maturity in recovery. We learn to trust the process, and this takes away the burden of having to be right all the time. We come to rely on the good or God we find in NA. We bring unity to our groups and our relationships by allowing others and ourselves to be wrong, steering clear of self-righteousness and holding firm to our beliefs. When I feel contrary and stubborn, I can take a deep breath, let go of self-righteousness, and step aside. In quiet surrender, I will seek humility and understanding in the name of unity. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the reversion of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Finding humility and unity. I like the fact that this meditation points out that it's a slippery slope, going from believing that you're doing the right thing to believing that you're the only one doing it right, to this place of self-righteousness. Unwillingness to compromise because I'm doing it right and it's the way it ought to be. You don't get a lot of people that talk like that or speak that out. You don't get a lot of people that are just that blunt with the fact that they think they're right. You don't. I know very few people that really go around saying it's my way or the highway. But there is an energy that comes when they're challenged or there's a suggestion to do something a different way, a proposal that this may not necessarily be the best way to reach the newcomer. That may not necessarily be the best thing to do to charge, right? To come to our functions when we're talking about carrying the message to the still suffering addict. Why don't we make it donation suggested in a certain amount so that no addict is turned away? When there is another proposal on the table, that is when you begin to see the spirit, this energy of self-righteousness begins to rise up. It begins to rear its head. And so now you see that, we all voted that that was okay, that we wanted to do that. But it was because they proposed it, and we actually all thought that that was the right thing to do. We didn't realize that they had their pride attached to us accepting that idea. Now that we all want to do something different, they're having a hard time. See, we don't have to be individuals that are doormats in the program, right? And we don't all have to have the same opinion. But there are some times when you can clearly see the majority is leaning a different direction. Sometimes just out of the sake of unity, we will say, tradition one, right? Unity has to come first. I'll go along with that. It's not what I think is best, but I'm not willing to sit here for 2 hours and argue my opinion, because I realize as a mature person in recovery, right? It says, that last paragraph clearly says, knowing when to stand firm and when to bend is a sign of maturity in recovery. So I realized, as a mature person in recovery, I don't lose anything by being willing to compromise, but we gain everything by being in unity, not uniformity. Those are two different things. My name is MightyStream. I'm a little bit challenged to breathe suddenly. So I am going to end this meditation and wish you well. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. Talk to you tomorrow.